Good afternoon, everybody. I am very pleased to join you today to participate in this crucial discussion. Everything has been presented here when it comes to the fiscal reform that has been, that Somalia has undergone over the last decade. I'll just try to briefly highlight on some of the key aspects that has been presented already. Capacity development has been central to Somalia's successful implementation of the economic reform program to achieve relief. I want to thank the IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, and all our international partners to supporting this bilaterally and multilaterally. I also want to express my gratitude to the wonderful IMF team over the years who have worked and continue to work with us today. I thank you. In Somalia, we say, qof wax ku siiya waad heshaa, laakiin qof kula taliya ma heshid, which literally translates into someone who advises you and supports you to achieve empowering goals is a real friend. So after nearly 3 decades of conflict and civil strife, we were left with out-of-date laws, systems, and processes which do not serve our economic reform aspirations. True, we paid salaries in cash. It was also true we had no credible budgeting process. It was also true that our revenues were very impossible to predict, collect, and accurately forecast in our budget. The operations of the central bank were also error-prone and redundant. Essentially, the basic functions of the Somali financial institutions were dysfunctional just a decade ago. Given this backdrop, our government engaged the IMF strategically, targeting our institutional, policy, operational, and legal weaknesses. The objective was to increase domestic revenue, improve public financial management, build and deepen financial sector integrity and regulatory capacity, and enhance good governance. A lot to do in a very short space of time indeed. What are the results of the capacity development assistance? The obvious ones is Somalia reached the HIBI completion point and attained debt relief after a strong reform record of reform implementation. What does this practically entail? Our domestic revenue is increasing year on year as we implement new tax laws and policies. We are also innovating in tax administration through automation. As Laura just highlighted earlier, domestic revenue rose from 1% of GDP to 2.7% of GDP in 2023. It is a remarkable achievement given Somalia's fragile context. Even more inspiring is we have been able to use the result and impact of the capacity development to increase expenditure from 2% of GDP to 6.3% of GDP in 2023, including on social benefits and education. Again, this is another milestone for Somalia as it is strengthening the state-society relations. On the BFM side, we have leapfrogged in many ways as alongside. We went from paying salaries in cash with minimal accountability to now having a robust Somalia financial information system, SFMIS, which track all payments including the largest amounts, salaries, and government operation costs in real time. In SFMIS, payments will not be released without it creating a rigorous commitment to control processes. Is the payment budgeted? Is it procured correctly? Has the entity paid its due taxes? As is clear, reporting, accountability, and expenditure controls are embedded in our systems. This might seem very basic, but they were real challenges only a decade ago. Today, I am proud to say that our operational are governed by a comprehensive BFM law. The operation of SFMIS is a manifestation of this law. A real result from this rules-based approach is that we have no accumulated arrears on our expenditure owing to strong controls in place and also a fiscal discipline that has been engendered over the past decade. This was one of the key benchmarks that got us to the HIBIC completion point on the 10th December 2023. Developing debt management capacity further is crucial for sustaining fiscal discipline. In this regard, we are working together with the IMF to enhance the legal framework and institutional arrangements to embed this in the BFM law and regulations. Are we totally there yet with the BFM? Not at all. We are working hard to continually improve our systems, review our laws, and enhance transparency. This is the way reform implementation works across the world, even more so in the fragile environments like Somalia. Areas we need to improve on are further capacitating our core staff, most particularly the civil servants in all areas of public financial management. We're also improving coordination and collaboration within the government, also building and enhancing, our engagement with the federal member states through improving federalism arrangement. This will help us communicate and implement the BFM processes better. I want to reiterate that our capacity development program was only successful because it reflected Somalia's needs and priorities. It was also designed with our inputs. This helped to firm up political support for our government and with the public as well. In fact, the reform program was among the few national shared priorities that was elevated above our lively national politics. In this regard, it was successful unifying national exercise. The regular IMF missions to review the progress of the reform program and specific technical missions is a fantastic platform to continually review and update on our capacity development needs. Going forward, what would be even more useful for capacity development work to be better implemented is for the IMF staff to be able to visit Somalia and establish an office in the country. Proximity will enhance collaboration and our results. It will also allow IMF staff to understand and appreciate our country context even more. Finally, I want to recognize the invaluable support of our international partners who supported the Somalia Country Fund. Without our valuable partners to continue supporting us in our journey to achieve macroeconomic stability within the term of the new 3-year IMF supported program. On our part, we will continue to strive for success and transform Somalia's future. And I thank you and I look forward to questions and comments. Thank you very much.